Hello everybody and welcome to Donington Park. We're here for the Legends Championship. We're going to bring you all of the racing action. It's going to be a lot of fun, I can assure you of that. Now we're going to head over to race one very, very shortly, but before we do, Nathan caught up with some of the drivers.
Last time out, you did quite well last time out. It was a good meeting last time.
Yeah, really good, mate, really good. Yeah, so the car was phenomenal. We had a misfire, had a bit of a problem with an oil leak, but otherwise, yeah, we won the other races we were in a second. So, yeah, there seems to be a bit of a theme with Jack and Miles and myself, so I think that'll continue on through the season.
So you're running with Pro 24 this year, quite happy with that?
100%, yeah, Craig built this car, you know, does a phenomenal job for me, so yeah, perfect.
I do see you've changed your number for this year. What's the reason behind that?
I think it's just a change of luck, really, hopefully. We've tried everything else. We've had poor luck due to loads of different things, the engine, other things happening. So I think it's just a change, really. Right. New colours.
Yeah,
new colours, nice and fresh. New chassis painting, new number. We go again.
Yeah. Well, good luck for the race and see how we get on.
Brilliant. Cheers.
Fantastic stuff down here in the paddock. So race one for the Legends Championship is about to get underway. I'm going to hand over to your commentator, David Goddard.
The grid draw has placed a lot of very strong names towards the front of this pack. Look out for the blue and yellow car on the inside of row 4. That's Jack Parker, the current championship leader. Reigning champion Miles Rudman is a little further back in 12th place on the grid. The black car with the yellow roof you can see there. But it's Cy Haraway, number 83, looking for win number 4 of the season, who is on pole. John T. Norman in the number 43 alongside him, about to go racing here at Donington Park in the sunshine, waiting for the yowl from these Yamaha Superbike engines, 1250cc these cars. They keep formation up towards the grid, waiting for the green light to come on. It does so, and away they go in a super start, moving down the outside there. That's the number 14 of Dan Clark, the ex-supercar racer. Could he take the lead here? They go 3 and 4 abreast down towards Redgate Corner for the first time. Cy Haraway on the inside, Dan Clark on the outside. They file their way through. 66 Stephen Whiteleg in the red car there. Good to see him back after a year out of racing as they charge down towards the Craner curves. And it's Cy Haraway who has just held his lead. Dan Clark up into second place, and it's side by side the third between John Mickle, breaking the record for starts in Legends in the UK, and former champion Robin Fountain in the 31.
Yeah, the party's definitely starting this one. Looks like the front runners got away slightly. I see Bill Reed was stuck in the third row of the grid there. That's probably the first time for him. He's had that sort of position. Let's see.
Cy Haraway still just about setting the pace as they headed out of our sight there, up towards McLean's. The black car still leads the way as they charge through the tricky double apex right-hander of Coppice Corner.
Daniel Clark was quick in qualifying this morning. He's not too much experience beyond the Legend Move, but he's obviously got to grips with it quite quickly.
Of course, his wife Elby also racing in the championship this season with him, the former supercar racers. But it's Haraway who leads the way, 3 wins and a second place on opening weekend at Croft Hall. A bit of contact there. Jack Parker clipping at the back of the 23. That was the number 23 car of Connor Mills, the ex-single-seater racer, as they yowl their way across the stripe for the first time. It's Haraway who led the way by 0.8 of a second from Clark. Still this battle further back. There's the reigning champion, number 1, Miles Rudman, running out onto the grass along with Connor Mills there just ahead of him. I think everybody is around the first lap okay. It was 23 car field. Elby Clark at the back, the leaders heading down towards the old hairpin for the second time. The first 3 have broken away slightly. There go the leaders.
See Will Gibson's back. He's in 7th place now. He's a good peddler, Mrs. Gibson. He'll be pushing forward to try and get some more points up there. And I see Schlupp's up to 9th as well. That's a good effort by Schlupp.
Yes, Mike Schlupp, the Sussex-based businessman, teammate of John Mickle, who's currently there in 3rd in the chrome liveried number 4 car. His most successful Legends racer ever, and he's going to be dashing down to Vauxhall Stadium in Ipswich tonight to race in the Superstocks on the short ovals as well. There is a short oval series for these cars. Miles Rudman's won that a couple of times. We'll switch into the circuits. Haraway has a look there on the inside at Redgate. I don't think he's quite going to get through. We're on lap 6 now, so we've just gone past halfway in this first heat of of the weekend for the Legends. They have 2 heats and a final on each day. The second heat will be a reverse of the grid from this heat number 1, with rookies and guest drivers starting at the back, of course. Couple of sideways there, Clark, very sideways. Good save.
Give him a chance to catch up. The Mickle needs to now really try and get the back and try and do a bump draft down the main straight there to try and get some perhaps into second position.
Now Miles Rudman is being caught here by Will Gibson in number 57 after his gravel visiting exploits a couple of years ago. He picked up the nickname Mr. Plough, would you believe? No gravel ploughing today.
I think the worst position to be in is probably Daniel Clark, because on the last lap John will definitely try and pull something out the bag going into the hairpin.
We're on the penultimate lap of the race now. Possibly the car we lost down there was James Hall Morton. He hasn't come through yet, so the number 32
struggling a little
car.
bit in qualifying this morning. He wasn't in his normal form. He was struggling to get the heat into the tyres apparently. Fresh tyres, but not working for him.
Son of Peter Morton, of course, one of the most successful Legends races of all. There's Gerard McCosh with the Pink Pig mascot on the back of his car. Also races a vintage Bentley on the circuits, would you believe? Great character is Gerard. Here come the leaders. Here's John Mickle, yes, has a look. Haraway to the inside. He's going to squeeze down the inside. Look at this from Cy Haraway. He came from a long way back
John
there.
Will come back from there as well.
And he's into the lead now, looking for win number 4 for the season. Yes, Clark back up the inside. And now John Mickle's making his move. This is where John Mickle can judge it. He unleashes his finishing move, if you like, just at the right time.
He's back in front now. He's pulled it back.
Here they come to the Craner curves, and all the time they haven't noticed these 3 behind are closing. Look at Will Gibson go in the 57. He's up to 4th. He's got ahead of the reigning champion.
He's got to keep his feet clean through here, as Clark. He's
spit sideways again on the entry.
He's losing it. He's losing exit speed.
Here comes Will Gibson attacking Mickle. Mickle's having to defend. He might lose his chance here. Rudman's still in this as well. This is Legends racing at its best here at Donington Park. We wait for them to come up towards McLean's corner. Who's going to come into our sight with the lead? It is
Clark's
still
in front.
Dan Clark in the white car from Cy Haraway in black. In the chrome car, it's Mickle still in 3rd
Miles
place.
has got Clive Simmons.
Here they come then, round Coppy's
He's got to
corner.
keep this tight as he goes into the last hairpin, as Daniel, so they can't nip up the inside. He's got to really cover that well, but get rid of the exit at the same time.
It could be any one of 6 that can win this indeed. Mickle round the outside of Haraway. Here he goes. He's going to go for the last bend lunge into the chicane. Clark covers the inside. Cy Haraway up the outside. They could finish straight right here. Haraway over the gravel. Who's it going to be at the line? It's going to be Dan Clark just on the line. Dan Clark, there's a spinner at the chicane in the background, Stephen Whiteleg, but I got that as Clark on the timing screen from Will Gibson came through into 2nd place. How did he get through there?
I think
that was terrific stuff.
The other one went through the gravel there. He had to come back, otherwise he'd lose position anyway.
Well, John Mickle and Miles Rudman, the big loser there was Cy Haraway. He ended up 6th. He went over the gravel at the chicane, just trying a little bit too hard. He was a bit too late on the brakes. And Dan Clark takes what I think is his first UK National Legends victory. There's your results confirmed then. The win going to Dan Clark from Will Gibson. John Mickle in 3rd. Rudman taking 4th. 5th goes to Paul Simmons. 6th is Cy Haraway, covered by 0.69 of a second. Then further back, Connor Mills heading the next group ahead of Robin Fountain, Mike Schlupp and Jack Parker rounding out the first 10. That was Legends racing at its very, very best.
Dan, well done.
Thank you very much.
First win.
Yeah, feels good.
Great effort.
Yeah.
Had you under pressure though, didn't they?
Yeah, I looked at my mirror on the last chicane and everybody just spread out behind us.
Yeah.
I was like, where do I go? So,
I noticed as you come through Craners and you come down to the, go up the hill there, you were sliding quite a lot going up
yeah,
there. So.
the crosswind, it caught us out a couple of laps, but the car, other than that, the car was perfect. Absolutely. I mean, thank you to Willie Greaves for helping us with the setup. It's just unreal compared to last year. Right. So yeah, really good. Well, thank you very much.
So what's the plan for the next race? Same again?
Just can't put fuel in. Leave it alone.
10 laps for heat number 2 for the Legends cars. The power comes on and away they go. Just listen to the yowl of these Yamaha Superbike engines from these pocket rockets.
James could come on the inside here if he's lucky. Come on, James.
Not quite, it is Will Gibson who's just got the edge into the first corner. Mike Schlupp in the almost camouflage livery car making a move there around the outside in number 3. Gerard McCosh at the back in the maroon number 69 car. But it's Will Gibson who leads. James Hall Morton in second place. Third, it is the number 40 of Conor Hughes. His dad Paul was one of the first champions in Legends in the UK, but he loses third place there. Got a bit of a twitch on, runs wide, through goes Miles Rudman. Paul Simmons in the 51 is in 5th position. There's L.B. Clark at the back in the number 15 machine.
Rudman did a nice move there. It was clean and tidy. It was nice and clean.
They to head up into the Schwantz curve, named after motorcycle legend Kevin Schwantz, then up into McLean's. Oh, somebody wide going off there. Pick up who that was, just going wide onto the grass if we can.
Too many black guys, you can't really see which
yeah, there's a lot of them the same colour. Miles Rudman is the one to watch here, though, I reckon. Chasing James Hall Morton now, try and bump draft him down the straight for second place. So one car run wide at McLean's. That may well have been Conor Hughes. I can't see him in the leading group.
Hall Morton's under pressure from Rudman going into the corner there.
Yeah, through the chicane. It's Gibson from James Hall Morton. Third is Miles Rudman. He's gained 4 places already. Paul Simmons up into
a bit of action there in the
fourth. Bit of a sort out there towards the back. They've all kept it going though. Just looking down the order, it was Conor Hughes who we saw have that off at the back of the field.
Daniel Clark not finding it so easy coming from the back. He's up to 8th.
There's one car that didn't take the start. I'm just looking to try and work out who that
James
is.
has gone through to the lead. James has had a blind coming down.
Really has, yes. Good move, James Hall Morton. Miles Rudman now fighting his way to the inside to try and take the lead as they head towards Swamp's curve any moment. Who's going to come out of this lead? I think it will be Miles Rudman who will come out with the lead. The leaders up out of McLean's climb up through Coppice. Rudman under pressure from Will Gibson, places a couple of times already. Hall Morton still third ahead of Simmons. Then it's Connor Mills in the blue car, Daniel Clark and Stephen McGill going well. The Scotsman in 7th place. Stephen Whiteleg had a spin at the end of race 1. Is there in 8th. There's Mike Schlupp and John Mickle coming through from towards the back of the grid is there in 10th position.
Gibbo's doing a bit of a bump draft there. He doesn't mind a rub. Gibbo. He's stopped back there, but he's pushing.
Paul Simmons has just taken James Hall Morton down the straight there to take 3rd place away as they
this spinner. Who's that?
across the line. Somebody spun at the back. That's John T. Norman in the 43s in the gravel.
That could be a safety car.
Yes, he's right on the edge of the track there, so we may well have the safety car come out. Ready for a restart here at Donington with the UK National Legends in association with MRF Tyres. Miles Rudman leads them up towards the green flag, the safety car into the pit lane. Rudman's immediately going to come under attack from Will Gibson in the 57 car. It's Paul Simmons in 3rd place ahead of Dan Clark and Connor Mills. They head down into Redgate. Gibson up the inside. He'll retake the lead into Redgate corner. There's John Mickle back in 7th place behind Stephen Whiteleg. Jack Parker, then Mike Schlupp. The rest of them go streaming down towards the Craner curbs. Will Gibson and Miles Rudman. Battle is rejoined for the lead here on lap 7. Miles Rudman back up the inside into the old hairpin, retakes the lead. Will Gibson over the curve on the inside. Terrific fight between these two. Connor Mills trying to make it 5 for the lead behind Simmons and Clark. Rest of them go streaming through.
Simmons is under pressure from Clark. That's going to be a tough 4 laps.
There's Mrs. Clark at the back of the field, L.B. Clark.
She's doing well.
She's learning her craft very rapidly.
Looks like Daniel Clark's got a class sim by the look of it.
So what's the order going to be? Up into Connor Mills there on the inside. Stephen Whiteleg's in there as well. Mickle and Parker close. It's 8 for the lead now. That safety car has really opened things up.
Never underestimate Whiteleg.
Here they come then into the exhibition straight. It is still Will Gibson, number 57, who has the lead. They start to chop and change. There'll be some bump drafting here this time. Miles Rudman goes out wide. We've got a yellow flag out. There's a green flag there, or is that just because it's the first lap of the restart? I think that's the case. Of course, I didn't see a yellow flag. Green flag normally means a yellow flag further back on the course. As here come the leaders down the straight. Then it's still Gibson. They pull wide. They fan out across the straights. Gibson from Rudman, Simmons, Clark, Mills, Parker, Mickle, Whiteleg. The other car closing up there, that's Mike Schlupp on their tails as well. Stephen McGill is next in the order.
Rudman does like to go wide going into Redgate there. It's a good move when there's no one else about, but there's a lot of people like there is now. I think he just needs to stick with the pack.
Still Will Gibson hangs on in front, just takes a little bit of dust on the inside there, cutting the old hairpin very fine.
There's a big dip in that circuit right there, and you put your wheel into it, it throws it right up.
Conor Hughes a bit sideways again there, the number 40. He's already had an off in this race. Bill Reid, number 333, running wide as well. Here comes the pack up towards the highest point of the course at Coppice, underneath the flight path of East Midlands Airport. Swing their way through. There's Conor Mills, the ex-single-seater racer, number 23, holding off the chrome car of John Mickle. Look at this column of cars here. Robin Fountain in the back. That means there's 13 cars in there.
Bump draft with Simmons. That's a great move by Simo. Oh, lock up there by
that's Clark.
Conor.
That's pushed Miles Rudman back into the lead ahead of Will Gibson. Simmons is going to try and make his own bid for the lead here. Clark up the outside of Will Gibson. They're almost on top of each other. We're on the penultimate lap of the race now. 5th place is Mills, then Parker 6th, then a little gap back to the next half dozen. It's magnificent, it's like the closing stages of the Grand National.
It's amazing now. Gibbo was strong up the front, and now he's back down to 3rd just because of the bump drafted by Simmons.
Miles Rudman, the man from Birmingham, leads. Look at that from Dan Clark. Now that's a move learned in karting, definitely. As kart racers say, he sent it up the inside there, and he's taken 3rd place away from Will Gibson. Incredible, 6 of them together for the lead as they come into the chicane. This is brilliant stuff. Miles Rudman just about hanging on in front. Oh, Paul Simmons spins in the 51. Contact with Dan Clark. Simmons will spin to the back of this group. He'll be down to about 12th or 13th place. We go into the final lap side by side between Rudman and Will Gibson for the lead. Jack Parker shadowing them. Will Gibson goes around the outside, takes the lead into Redgate Corner. We are in for a cracking finish here to this race for the legends. Rudman fighting back as they go down towards Hollywood and the Craner curves. They are side by side on the way into the Craners. That's certainly a brave move. Here comes Gibson side by side with Romani. You don't want to be side by side into the old hairpin. He's got the inside line indeed.
Much better position there. Gibbo's going to lose out.
Jack Parker could be in with a chance here as well. He's up to 3rd in the number 13 rather. It's all changed there at the chicane last time through. They were almost falling over each other. They're heading up towards McLean's Corner now. Who's going to come out with the lead? There's still Rudman from Gibson. Parker in 3rd. Conor Mills is 4th. Looks like John Mickle is up into 5th position. The big loser in all of this is Dan Clark. He's not going to make it a double. Round the double apex right-hander at Coppice they head for the last time.
What's happened to Simmons? He's dropped right back for some reason.
He got caught up with Clark, I think. Down to the chicane they come. They could be about 5 wide for the lead here. Into the chicane for the last time. Who is going to win this? Gibson just ahead of Parker. I hope they're all going to get round. Conor Mills is up into 3rd place. It looks like it is going to be Will Gibson as they dash up towards the line. The checkered flag awaits them. It is going to be Will Gibson in car 57. Terrific finish to heat number 2 for the legends. Second place went to Conor Mills in a photo finish with Jack Parker. Miles Rudman down to 4th. 5th, John Mickle. Dan Clark 6th. Then Chris Needham 7th in 99. He went well. Mike Schlupp, Stephen Whiteleg and Robin Fountain rounding out the top 10. 0.8 of a second covered the first 6 cars.
Great effort by Parker. But go Gibbo, he done it.
Will Gibson, your race winner here at Donington Park in Legends Heat number 2. There's the result confirmed for you. Will Gibson the winner, 0.2 of a second ahead of Jack Parker. Conor Mills 3rd ahead of Miles Rudman. John Mickle and Dan Clark 5th and 6th. Chris Needham a fine 7th. Mike Schlupp taking 8th place, then Stephen Whiteleg and Robin Fountain rounding out the top 10.
Well, we've had some fantastic action so far here, haven't we, at Donington Park for the Legends Championship. Let's get right back into the thick of the action with your commentator, David Goddard.
Almost ready to go. Legends racing for the 3rd time today. Another 3 races coming up for them tomorrow. James Hall Morton is on pole then in car number 32.
James could have a good chance of winning this if his misfire's cleared up. I just hope his misfire has actually gone.
Treble 3 Bill Reid alongside him then. I think there's a gap on the 2nd row there. Not too sure who it is that's missing. We're about to get underway then. The pack is unleashed and down towards Redgate they go for the first time. Who's going to take the lead here? Jonty Norman in 43, who ended up in the gravel in race 2, moving towards the inside here. He's going to lead into Redgate. Conor Hughes trying to go through the middle.
Whiteleg's on the inside.
40, Stephen Whiteleg side by side with his running mate Nick Bridgman. Hall Morton's gone wide as they come out of Redgates for the first time. They're all round Redgate okay. And the Pocket Rockets yowl their way down the Craner curbs for the first time.
I think Haraway got quite a good start there. I think he's made up some good pace.
Looks like it could be Conor Hughes leading as they come through the old hairpin for the first time. One car running very wide at the back. I think that's Hall Morton. I think his misfire has returned again, sadly. It looked like James Hall Morton going slowly there. Stephen Whiteleg is up to second. That's Robin Fountain in third place. Champion 20 years ago, making a return to Legends this year. You could say Fountain's making a splash in this race already. It's Conor Hughes who leads the way, though, son of a former champion, Paul Hughes.
Paul Simmons
in 51.
Paul's had quite a good weekend, although he did have a bit of a rough second race. So Whiteleg's up to second now, and he will be pushing through.
Having a look here down the inside into the chicane. He won't get through there. Conor Hughes it is who has got the lead. Reed almost falling over somebody there further back.
Jack Parker's coming up. Jack's going to be quite a threat in this race.
Robin Fountain's going to take the lead into Redgate. He goes from third to first, looking for the first win of his comeback season. There's Dan Clark and Will Gibson, our two heat winners from earlier on, fighting it out in the midfield already.
Will needs to try and get a bit further up the pace to if he can have any chance of winning a final race of the day.
Conor Hughes has got the fastest lap, but he's lost the lead. He's down to second. Here comes Jack Parker on the inside. The slightly damp track will probably
Conor Hughes is doing quite well for his
into his hands here, and we have a safety car. James Hall Morton comes in. We have a safety car. There's somebody off somewhere. Don't know who it is at the moment. Oh, there it is, Nick Bridgman. That's on the exit of the chicane, I think. And here they come, line astern. The race is back on, down towards Redgate. They start to fan out once they've crossed the timing line. Defending to the inside is Jack Parker in the 13. Oh, Conor Hughes!
Actually looks worse, so it's actually raining out there now.
Braking. Yes, the rain is coming down again now. And this is going to play into the hands of, as you said earlier, Jack Parker. He's the wet weather expert, so watch that yellow and blue number 13. There's cars going off behind. That's Andy Bird in number 30. That's a shame. He was having a good run.
They're now all on the wrong tyre. They're all going to be wishing.
Oh, they're going. Well, these cars.
That's Mickle.
That's Mickle gone. A rare spin for John Mickle. That shows how tricky it is out there. They're going to be all over the place. There's no grip at all. Look at this. Fountain goes wide. Whiteleg goes wide.
Right, they've all got to now start running on the outside of the circuit in high gears. All they need to use now is fifth and fourth.
And just be very, very careful. These cars tricky enough to drive in the dry, never mind in.
You've got to be running completely offline. Completely offline now.
That's a great shame, the rain just arriving at the worst moment. Stephen Whiteleg has taken the lead in car 66. Is that Miles Rudman up there in the number 1? It's so dark up at Coppice we can hardly see him. Yes, it is Rudman going into second place ahead of Fountain. Then it's Hughes. Here comes Jack Parker.
Keep your eye on Parker.
Yeah, there you see, using the outside line. Coppice, that is good to see.
I think Parker was born in a bath because he absolutely loves the wet. Gibbo's going to go for a... Yeah. Oh, that's going to
Conor Hughes lost it under braking. Wallop straight into the front.
Oh, no. It's
Cy Haraway. Parker's gone as well.
Oh, that's just a little bit...
Oh, no.
Inexperience, in my opinion.
An annoyed Jack Parker floors the throttle, gets back underway, and young Conor Hughes will not be too happy with himself there either. Stephen Whiteleg has the lead ahead of Miles Rudman. Fountain third. Gibson's up to fourth. And who's this coming through? That looks like Dan Clark in the number 14. He's flying up the order.
Connor is catching Rudman.
Yes, he certainly is. He took half a second out of him on the last lap. The man from Birmingham leads the way. Connor Mills from Upminster, just outside London, in second place.
Two totally different lines as they come out of them. Miles goes wide and Connor cuts in tight.
Will Gibson takes third away from Robin Fountain. Stephen Whiteleg looking on in fifth as the rain continues to hammer down here at Donington. Gibson's lost it. Off goes Will Gibson. There goes his hope of a heat and final double.
They just touched each other. There was no need for them to touch each other there.
And Gibson gets going again just in front of the 86 of guest class runner John Critchlow, who's up in 8th place overall. That's the car I was trying to identify a moment ago. John Critchlow up in 8th. He's going brilliantly ahead of Cy Haraway now. He clearly likes the wet.
Did Mickle get back on, or is he completely finished?
John Mickle is 11th, so he's still in there somewhere in the spray.
Yeah.
There's Dan Clark still ahead.
And
the rain is intensifying here, but now the sun's coming out up at Redgate as well. We're going to see the brightest rainbow we've ever seen in a moment.
The problem they got now is you're going to have reflection off your visor because of the wet and the sun, and some of them running windscreens could be even worse.
How is Miles Rudman still able to lead by such a margin here? Down towards the hairpin they come. That's Dan Clark, I think, and it's hard to identify these cars. There's so much spray around. It's Rudman from Mills. Whiteleg is now up to 3rd with that tangle between Fountain and Conor Mills. 4th place is Jack Parker, then Dan Clark, Fountain down to 6th, Gibson 7th.
Whiteleg really benefited from those two having a tangle together, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Driving a solid race actually.
Mills to within a second of Rudman for the lead now. There's 3 more laps to go after this, and just as suddenly as the rain has started, it's stopping again. Well, it is at this end of the circuit anyway. I think it's still raining up at McLean's and Coppice.
Conor will be pushing to get a win. He won't give up.
Weather in this country is just balmy at the moment. Here comes Conor Mills.
Conor is catching him hand over fist.
Here comes Jack Parker as well. He's caught Stephen Whiteleg.
So Parker's gone from 13th back up to 4th.
Rudman leads. They go into lap 10.
Parker's going to do Whiteleg.
And the gap is down by another half a second. It's 0.45 of a second now. Here comes Conor Mills. He's the one to watch. Parker just round the outside of Stephen Whiteleg up into 3rd place. Gibson's back up to 5th. Clark 6th ahead of Fountain.
That is a great drive by Parker to come back down from the spin to back up to 3rd.
Well, we said he will be the rainmaster in this one. Coming on to start the final lap this time.
Critchlow come up on Fountain.
There is Mills. He's on his own at the front now. What's happened to Miles Rudman? Has Rudman had a lose somewhere? Conor Mills is on his own at the front. There is Miles Rudman in second place. He's had a moment somewhere while we were watching the pack further back. Well, disappointment for Miles Rudman. To repeat of a couple of years ago where he just couldn't seem to win a final. He was always out of luck. Look at Critchlow sideways.
The rain has actually stopped now, but the track is so greasy, and they're definitely on the wrong tyre now.
These tyres are going to be destroyed if the track dries out in this final lap.
Coming back.
So Conor Mills going clear then from Miles Rudman in second. Jack Parker's still there in 3rd ahead of Whiteleg. Will Gibson in 5th.
I wouldn't be surprised if Parker pulls out and gets a second place in this.
Miles Rudman will be very frustrated.
They're all using the same line now though. The grip is definitely on the outside.
So we're on the last lap of Legends final for this Saturday round. Another 3 races tomorrow, of course, 2 more heats and a final. And
Conor is in a league of his own now.
A first win of the season for Conor Mills. His best results on the opening weekend of the season at Croft was a 2nd place in Heat 1 on Sunday.
Conor's pulled a massive lead now. He's in league of his own now.
Just over 5 seconds clear at the start of this final lap. Conor Mills going to take his first win of the season.
I would imagine Matt Roach is probably hanging off the pit lane by now, gearing his car on.
As Matt has raced Legends on occasions in the past. Very good, very knowledgeable car preparer as well. We saw Steve McGill there, a Scotsman running down in 14th place. We prepare to welcome
on the last lap now, so
race winner shortly. Here he comes out of Coppice. It's going to be a win for Conor Mills.
That's a great drive by Conor.
Now Jack Parker could still yet steal 2nd place.
It will be a do or die going into the chicane.
Mills is coming in to win, but here comes the 2nd place battle. What's Jack Parker going to do? Is he going to go for the last bend lunge at the chicane?
I think Miles is too wise for this.
Parker will have a look. Miles a little bit out of shape there. It's going to be a win for Conor Mills in the 23.
Just won't have the grip.
Miles Rudman takes 2nd place just ahead of Jack Parker, so congratulations Conor Mills taking the win. 4th place will be Stephen Whiteleg, Will Gibson 5th.
That's a great drive by Steve.
A great drive by Conor Mills as well, the former single-seater man. sure what happened to Miles Rudman, whether he had a moment somewhere and with a couple of laps to go. Let's confirm the result then of the legends. First, Conor Mills, 6 seconds clear of Miles Rudman at the flag. Jack Parker a fine third ahead of Stephen Whiteleg. Will Gibson takes 5th ahead of Dan Clark, our Heat 1 winner. Robin Fountain in 7th ahead of John Critchlow, good drive by him. Cy Haraway took 9th and John Mickle down in 10th after a spin when the rains came.
Here he is, the man himself, Conor Mills. Congratulations. Talk us about that race.
Yeah, well, the start wasn't my best. I tried to throw it around the outside, and it was working, and then I got caught up, and then it really didn't work. And I think I went back to like 16th.
Yeah.
And then when we got the safety car, I saw some splits of rain, and I was thinking, oh, please rain, please rain. I was doing a little rain dance in my car. And then as it went green, we come across the line, and it just chucked it down, and I had the biggest grin on my face.
It was torrential.
Yeah.
Take cover.
Yeah, no, it was really, really, I'm soaked. But no, we love the rain, because it kind of it brings it all down to the driver, I think. And I think we put on a good performance there. We was on dry tyres as well. It wasn't like we went out on wet tyres.
Yeah.
And it was a case of just picking them off. I got past 1, got past 2, 3, 4. And then I chased Miles down, got to him eventually, forced him into a mistake. I think he just locked up a brake, and I don't know where he went after that. But then I looked in my mirror and I couldn't see anyone, so it was just a case of bringing it home then.
Well, we've had some fantastic action so far here, haven't we, at Donington Park for the Legends Championship. We're going to go to a short break, but when we come back, we'll be right back in the thick of it. Welcome back to Donington Park. Let's get right back into the thick of the action with your commentator, David Goddard.
We join the action heading into lap number 4 on board with Conor Mills, chasing Miles Rudman down towards Redgate Corner. The fight for third place is headed by Parker, and it's Hall Morton, Dan Clark, Robin Fountain, champion 20 years ago, making a return this year, is in behind him. Then we've got John Mickle, a quiet race for the undisputed master of legends, a former world champion so far.
He has just made a place up. He was line 8th, he's got past Whiteleg, so he's obviously trying it. It's got a battle between that mid-pack.
John Mickle, a veteran of over 600 Legends races. He beat Pete Morton's record yesterday. Hall Morton sideways there through the old hairpin, goes out onto the curbs. There's yesterday's starman Will Gibson in the 57 car, chasing Paul Simmons in 51. Had problems in yesterday's final.
That midfield pack there is a good race by the look of it. They're all fairly, on the lap times, are fairly similar. They're all going a little bit wide there.
Here come your leaders. Rudman from Conor Mills, the man from Upminster near London, chasing the man from Birmingham. Miles Rudman hanging on in front. Jack Parker, another West Midlands driver, in third place. Clark is now up to 4th, I think, or is that Mickle? Hard to tell those two apart. Further back in the order, there's Andy Bird, another graduate of Supercarts. He's got the 99 car. That car was raced by Chris Needham yesterday. It's Gareth Sheridan in that car today.
I'm quite sure what's happened to James. He's dropped back. He's definitely
Don't tell me that car's misfiring again.
No, it is firing on all 4 cylinders, but I think he didn't have a great day yesterday, and it's
Mickle up to 4th now. He's just got past Dan Clark into the chicane. Number 14, the man from Newcastle, trying to fight back. He'll latch onto John Mickle's bumper down the straight, trying to catch Jack Parker, the Rainmaster as he's known. Here they go up the inside into Redgate, and Mickle's going to be pushed through, I think. No, not quite. I think Parker's going to hang on. We lose them for a moment as they go out of Redgate. Pick them up again at the Craner curves. Here they come. Still
John might work with Jack here to try and push up on the other two. He'd be better off trying to work with him, trying to get past him.
It's Parker, the yellow and blue car, led the championship coming into this weekend ahead of Mickle, Rudman and Clark. Cy Haraway had 3 wins at Croft, but he was down in 5th because of a non-finish on the Saturday, and another non-finish from here. It's going to harm his championship chances with 200 points on offer for a race win in the UK National Legends in association with MRF Tyres. Here's the third place fight. They are catching Parker now. Hall Morton heading up the next group for 7th place. Who's he got behind him here? Stephen Whiteleg, Nick Bridgman. There's Paul Simmons, 51. 57 of Will Gibson. And behind them, Neil Shenton, the ex-Formula 1 stock car driver. He's going well.
Shenton can pull it out of the bag sometimes. He's a good pilot.
Engine trouble hindered him yesterday. He only managed to start the first heat. To miss the rest of the day while he made repairs, but they seem to have worked. He's going well in 12th place.
Now, if Dan Clark gets on the back of Mickle, they're not going to do it here, but they could do it. Or they they're going to try, or they've all split up. They should have tried and worked together a little bit.
Conor Mills up the inside for the lead. They're into Redgate, trying to take the lead back again. We're into lap 7 now. This race is flying by, and Conor Mills has got the lead as they come out of Redgate through Hollywood, down the Craner curves.
It's so evenly matched, these two. No one's going to be able to make a break. Conor won't be able to drive away from Miles.
Miles Rudman, it seemed he was fated a couple of years ago to never win a final. He made up for it. He won the championship last year. Mickle's up to third. He's got ahead of Jack Parker while we were watching the lead change there.
Mickle's driven a good race there. He's used his head.
Oh yes, John Mickle, the legend of legends, as some call him. The all-time record point scorer with over 87,000, would you believe? John Mickle, he's raced in America as well on the ovals. He's been Legends World Champion in the USA. He's raced even in lower divisions of NASCAR on a couple of occasions as well.
Bridgman's
John
got
Mickle.
past Gibson as well, so that's Bridgman's coming up.
Yeah, Nick Bridgman going well, making up for a non-finish in the final yesterday. John Mickle even, I believe, dashed down to Vauxhall Stadium, Ipswich last night to race his super stocks as well.
He did. I thought he was going to be a bit tired this morning. He said he's as fresh as a daisy, and by the look of it, he is.
Yes, he looks it there. He's ahead of Jack Parker, chasing after the two leaders now. They come through to start lap number 8. There's Gerard McCosh. Here come the leaders down the chicane. Rudman pushing Mills. He knows the threat of Mickle is there behind him. Mills takes a slightly tight line there. He's going to run wide on the exit. That means that could lose him a little bit of momentum.
Parker will now needs to work with Mickle. You see this latch in the back.
Here we go. He's going to try and push Mickle down the outside. This is bump drafting at its best down into Redgate corner. Parker's going to try and go through the middle. That's going to be dicey.
Nice move by Conor. Good defending. Difficult situation with all three cars.
Have they all got round? Yes, they have. I thought there was going to be a disaster there into Redgate, just as we lost sight of them. And it's Mills, Rudman, Parker back ahead of Mickle. The move worked by Jack Parker. He sent it through the middle, and he's there in third place now. He could go for second. It's 5 for the lead.
Daniel Clark's hanging on as well. He's proving to be quite a threat this weekend.
Oh, we got an accident at the chicane.
That
Nick Bridgman,
safety car.
And I think I can see a red flag there. Oh, what a shame.
That is a shame.
Nick Bridgman and James Hall Morton. So I think the race is being stopped.
I think that was a case of James is trying to gain some valuable points for the weekend. He's just trying to overdrive that car.
What a disappointment. So I think that will be a second win of the weekend for Conor Mills. I don't think they'll restart that with a lap and a half to go.
No, that's finished.
So that will be a win for Conor Mills in 23. Now, will the results be counted back a lap? I think it will be taken from the end of lap 8, in which case it will be a win for Conor Mills. John Mickle showing us in second place at the conclusion of the last completed lap. Miles Rudman third, Jack Parker fourth, and Dan Clark fifth. So that big move down the inside at Redgate by Jack Parker will sadly come to nothing. Result declared at lap 7, the lap before the incident. Conor Mills taking the win ahead of Miles Rudman and John Mickle. Parker fourth ahead of Dan Clark. Robin Fountain a good 6th ahead of Will Gibson. Then Whiteleg, Simmons and the unlucky James Hall round out a top 10.
Right, I'm here with the Legends Raceway again. Conor, we're making this a bit of a habit, aren't we? Congratulations, talk us through that one.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. Yeah, no, that was a tricky one. It's a shame it ended 2 laps early.
Yeah.
Because I think towards the end that would have been a really, really good fight. I'm sure I would have potentially come out on top. I started just to defend just before the red flag come out. Got to the last 2 laps and I thought I saw the pack catch us back up. Me and Miles done a great job. We worked together the whole race, got away. And then I think there must have been 3 or 4 of them pushing to catch us back up. So it was good. Went to plan. Can't complain.
No, absolutely not. There's still a couple of races to go today. Are you fancying the top step again?
Well, I'm starting much further back in this next one. So it's going to be a bit more of a challenge, I think. But I think if we get through the first corner, see where we're at then. I think it's definitely, it's Legends racing. Anything can happen. We've won races from 1st, we've won races from 5th, we've won races from 17th. So it all depends on how that first lap goes, where we are, and then really if we can get with someone that's going to work with us and get us through the pack together, get to the front, and we'll see.
This car pulls into the pit lane, then they roll up towards the red light, waiting for the lights to go out. Quite a long hold here. Now the power comes on and away they go, and Paul Simmons moves straight across on Will Gibson. He won't get the clean run down the inside because Simmons anticipated what Will was going to do, and up with them is Mike Schlupp in the number 3. He's made a good start, slots into 3rd ahead of Steve McGill, side by side between Mickle and Clark for 5th place as they yowl their way round towards Hollywood. Just listen to these Yamaha Superbike engines margins as the leaders head down the Craner curves. Gibson's got the inside line away. They're side by side for the lead as they head down towards the old hairpin for the first time. But Paul Simmons, can he hold on? He's going to be on the outside line for the old hairpin, and Paul Simmons Paul Simmons loses the lead to Will Gibson. Look at Miles Rudman up there as well. He's made a good start up into 4th place.
It's a little bit slippy going through there.
Yeah, they all managed to hold it together. LB Clark at the back in the 15 car. Here come the leaders up towards McLean's corner. It is Will Gibson who's got the lead away from Paul Simmons. 3rd place, it is Stephen McGill. He's going well in the 18 car. Miles Rudman, the champion, on his tail. Then we've got John Mickle, Robin Fountain, Stephen Whiteleg's well up already. He started back in 13th on the grid. Starting to sort themselves out then. Down the exhibition straight they come. Little patch of sunlight there.
McGill's having a good run. He's got, come from the Scottish Championship into this one. Never been in this circuit before.
Miles Rudman round the outside of him there on the entry to the chicane. He's up into 3rd place. Will now try and push Paul Simmons, but gets a wheel onto the grass there coming out of the chicane. James Hall Morton battling with Nick Bridgman further back, but it's the 57 of Will Gibson in the lead. Gibson leads it from Rudman, Simmons, then McGill and Mickle side by side. Behind them the 31.
I'm actually surprised that none of them are getting done for track limits as they're coming off of that chicane, because they're almost on the gravel coming through there, and there is a pressure pad. There was a pressure pad there.
Dropping down the Craner curves then, Will Gibson looking for his 2nd win of the weekend and of the season. He scored well a couple of podiums at Croft, but missed the last race of the weekend, so he's behind on points. Needs to make up. He's down in 9th in the championship coming into this weekend.
If I was Rudman, I would just stick on the back of Yubo just to try and stretch away from the pack.
Coming through now is Connor Mills. He's up into 9th place. It could be 8th now. I think he's got ahead of Mike Schlupp there in the number 3. Chasing now after Jack Parker. He's got past him as well, I think, and Parker will try and push him past Stephen McGill. So bringing Connor Mills up into the battle now. There goes Mike Schlupp as well.
Simmons is definitely struggling on them tyres.
Here come your leaders down the Wheatcroft straight. Gibson and Rudman nose to tail. John Mickle in 3rd place. Dan Clark is up into 4th. Simmons fighting back. Retakes Robin Fountain 5th place. Then we've got Connor Mills. Mike Schlupp is 8th. McGill 9th. Whiteleg is 10th. And James Hall Morton 11th. Behind him it's Neil Shenton.
Be nice to see James get in the top 10 and he's a decent finish.
Dan Clark's just got past John Mickle. Newcomer takes the undisputed master for 3rd place. Dan Clark going superbly.
Connor's coming up through the pack.
Connor Mills on the run a bit wide there. Got a wheel onto the grass coming out of the chicane.
Miles is trying to go for a lead challenge.
Now here comes the flying Brummie through on the inside. He takes the lead into Redgates. Miles Rudman, your new leader in car number 1 as we come towards half distance. He's gone wide.
He's gone very wide.
He's onto the grass there, Miles Rudman. He's lost the lead.
He's got a fault.
Yeah, there's something amiss with Miles Rudman's car. He's slowing down.
That's a great shame.
That's going back to 2 or 3 years ago. Every time Miles Rudman got into the lead, something went wrong with his car.
I was behind him when it happened the last time, I think, when we were here.
The jinx has struck again for the reigning champion. What a shame for Miles Rudman. Fountain still holding on to 5th place ahead of Mike Schlupp. Connor Mills ahead of them. Behind is Stephen McGill. Simmons, Whiteleg and Hall Morton still round out the top 10. Jack Parker 11th, being pushed along by Nick Bridgman. Then a gap back to I think it's Neil Shenton next in the order. He's dropped a couple of spots.
James is a nice move there to get past Whiteleg.
James Hall Morton, and look at Dan Clark straight down the outside and into the lead ahead of Will Gibson. Clark is flying. Maybe he has gone for dry tyres, I wonder.
Well, it could well be.
I wonder if he managed to change onto dry tyres, because he's so much quicker than everybody else. Looking at the lap times, Gibson lapping in the high 123s. Dan Clark is lapping in the mid 122s. He's about nearly a second and a half quicker than everybody else at the moment. 3rd place is John Mickle. He's on his own. Then a gap back to 4th. Here's the 4th place battle. That's headed up now by, looks like Mike Schlupp has gone through into 4th place. pick that up as they come through.
Slip's having a great season
Towards
so
McLean's.
far.
I think that's, yeah, he's got ahead of Conor Mills there, I think. We'll see as they come into view here at McLean's. Yes, Mike Schlupp up into the Is he on dry tyres as well? And Clark holds it together. Gibson not in position to give him a tap there. Down the straight to start their final lap. 0.2 of a second in as they cross the line. Mickle in third. Conor Mills fighting it out with Stephen McGill, who's going great guns. Will he pick up a podium here, I wonder? I'm sure they'll catch John Mickle, who's nearly 3 seconds ahead of them. It's all about these two for the race victory.
Gibson will try and do something. He might be trying to settle for second place.
No Legends racer ever settles just for second place. It's fight tooth and nail all the way to the flag in Legends Racing, and I think that's Mike Schlupp, though. No, we lost Jack Parker, I noticed there as well. He's pulled off. Mike Schlupp has dropped down the order as well, so he's got a problem. Also, Robin Fountain has pulled into the pits, so we've lost a few cars in the latter stages. Maybe it's their tyres starting to pick up damage. But anyway, here are the two leaders into Coppice Corner. Clark a little bit sideways there on the entry. If he loses any momentum, this could give Will Gibson the chance he needs. He goes to the outside, switches to the inside. Clark's wise to him. He holds the line there. Now moves back across again. He's blocking Will Gibson. Can he block him on the final run into the chicane? Gibson to the inside. Here he goes.
Gibson's
down the inside. It's all on the brakes. Oh, this is going to be close. They put the run up to the line. Can Clark cut it back on the run to the line? This is going to be really close. Clark will come out of the slipstream. It's going to be a photo finish. Across the line they come, and Gibson wins it by 0.037 of a second. James Hall Morton making up a few places there in the closing stages. We'll see where he comes in, flinging it through the chicane sideways.
He's had a great race, as James.
Third place, well, we lost a few in there. Fountain, Parker, and we lost somebody else as well in there, I think. Parker and Fountain, Battle of the Pens, you can call that, couldn't it? But anyway, John Mickle has taken third. Stephen McGill fourth. I think that's his best ever result in this championship. Conor Mills fifth. James Hall Morton sixth, but there's an exclamation mark next to his name on my timing screen, so he may have a penalty. Might be an out of position starter or something. Well, there's the result then. Will Gibson the winner, just ahead of Daniel Clark. John Mickle third, ahead of Steve McGill. Great result for the Scotsman. Conor Mills fifth. James Hall Morton sixth, ahead of Nick Bridgman, Paul Simmons, Stephen Whiteleg, and well done Andy Bird, a top 10 in his debut weekend. Some great race action so far this weekend here at Donington Park from the Legends. The weather still staying reasonably dry as well. The final race of the weekend for the UK National Legends in association with MRF Tyres, and it's 4 wide into Redgate. James Hall Morton's been bump drafted into the lead, comes through from the third row of the grid. Stephen Whiteleg's gone onto the gravel on the outside in the 66. His teammate Nick Bridgman runs wide as well. Whiteleg will rejoin at the back of the field. They head down to the Craners for the first time. It looks like Miles Rudman has got through into the lead in car number 1. Jack Parker second, Hall Morton third. What a frantic start to the race there. Here comes Dan Clark now, the number 14, wants his first final win. Took a heat win yesterday. Paul Morton is in fourth position. And then Conor Mills trying to bump draft him. John Mickle is being pushed behind by Paul Simmons. Is that John Mickle? No, it's not. Next in the order. Pick up on who that is. No, it's Neil Shenton who's up there. He's running well.
That is smoking badly now.
Yes, Jack Parker slows.
Come in, yeah.
He has got a problem, and Dan Clark swoops around the outside. He's taken the lead from Miles Rudman. Hall Morton in third place. Jack Parker is pulling off, I think. That was engine smoke from the 13 car. He's out of it. So Dan Clark has taken the lead in number 14. Miles Rudman all over the back of him trying to retake it. Hall Morton with that unpainted front wing after his collision with Nick Bridgman earlier on. Easy to recognise. The fastest lap to Will Gibson, who's down in 11th place at the moment. He wants a heat and final double. There he is, the black and blue car number 57. As the leaders head up towards Coppice for the third time in this 12-lap race. Clark, Rudman, Hall Morton, Mills. Neil Shenton going well ahead of John Mickle in 5th position. Then we've got Paul Simmons. Robin Fountain is next. Then it's Will Gibson. And rounding out to the top 10, Stephen McGill.
I think you see Simmons trying to work with Mickle in a way. Yeah, Simmons has got on the back of Mickle now to try and get past Shenton.
Rudman on the inside there trying to retake the lead. He's done so into the chicane. Back ahead of Dan Clark.
James Morton is still lying in third. He's having a much better race all weekend, and Conor's going to use him to push him past.
Dan Clark up the inside. Rudman's gone wide. He's left the gap on the inside. Clark goes through. Hall Morton wants a bit of this as well.
And Conor's gone through as well by the look of it.
Yeah, Miles Rudman just went too wide there on the entry to Redgate. He's down to 4th. That's how quickly it happens in Legends. One false move offline, you lose about 3 spots. That's exactly what happened for Miles Rudman there. 4 of them for the lead then into the old hairpit. Clark, Hall Morton, Mills, Rudman. In the second group, it's Neil Shenton and John Mickle. Mickle's ahead now of the 35 car. They head up towards Schwantz Curve and McLean's. Look at this, James Hall Morton is trying to go for the lead. He's up the inside, he's going through at McLean's. Can he make it stick on the exit? Yes, he's done it, but Conor Mills is there on the inside. James Hall Morton, I don't think he's won a final yet in Legends. He won a heat last season, the youngster, and Conor Mills throws it up the inside there of Dan Clark, takes him wide. Rudman will get back up the inside in the number 1 as well. This is terrific stuff, and it's drawing the second group up onto the back of it. It's going to be 10 cars for the lead very shortly. Rudman's going to push Conor Mills into the lead here around the outside. Morton's got nobody to work with, so he's going to drop in a 4th because Dan Clark's coming through on the inside. Mills, Rudman, Clark, the order this time through. We're on lap 6 now. So your leader is Conor Mills, looking to make it 2 final wins for the weekend. So move him up certainly in the championships. Taking a look at the points charts, Conor Mills was 8th coming into this weekend. We've got a spinner. That's LB Clark at the top of the Craners. No sign of a safety car at the moment. Still Conor Mills. What's going to happen? He's going to get a push from Dan Clark this time. Now who's that up there?
That's Mickle.
That's Mickle, and LB Clark is still stuck there. This is going to be dicey as they come out of Redgate, and she's trying to inch the car forward onto the grass. She can't get it started.
There'll be yellow flags, so they're not going to be able to overtake.
Yellow flags will warn, and they'll be warned to go to the outside line. Miles Rudman to the inside.
Hands up. There's yellow flags there already.
Yeah, there'll be yellow flags. They can't pass at Redgate, so Dan Clark did the right thing. He backed out of that. And then he sees it's his better half who's stranded in the middle of the track, so he's thinking, probably best I didn't go for that.
Yeah.
So he thinks Dan Clark.
We bet he's don't hit the misses.
Yeah, she's okay. She's out of the car. So they'll probably protect that with yellows for the rest of the race if they can. I'm surprised we haven't seen a safety car.
I would have thought they would have pushed it forward at least to get it off the track.
So now we do see the safety car. Safety car is going to come out. So it looks like it's a 3-lap sprint for the flag then in this Legends final. Here we go. The first 2 have made a perfect restart. They'll be together as they head past the green flag. They can't overtake until the line, of course.
Mickle's got the jump.
Yeah, John Mickle round the outside. Here comes Rudman trying to get around the outside.
Connor's got defence.
Conor Mills, bit of a lock up there from Mills into Redgate. Is he going to run wide on the exit? Everybody else getting round okay. Now, has Miles Rudman been able to get through? He has. Conor Mills has run wide on the exit. Rudman pounces and takes the lead side by side for third between Clark and Mickle, and Clark has held on to third place. It's game on once again with this Legends UK Championship in association with MRF Tyres. John Mickle is going to try and push his way through. Look at this, he dodges to the inside now. Who's going to be the latest to break for the chicane? Rudman holds his lead. Mickle's up to third place. He's got ahead of Dan Clark. Simmons 5th, then Gibson 7th place behind them. It is Neil Shenton. He's still hanging on to this leading run. It's best we've seen him run for a while. Up to the inside now comes Mills. He's determined to get the lead back. He's going through on the inside, under braking to take the lead. He's got it. Clark slides out wide.
Got past Clark.
Yep, here comes John Mickle for third place. Then he's going to go for second now on the back of Miles Rudman. The next 3 will close up as well. Simmons, Gibson and Neil Shenton. Great to see him in the lead back.
Never rule out Shenton.
John Mickle's just done the fastest lap of the race, 122.069. But Conor Mills back in the lead then in the 23. It'll be last lap next time around. Up towards Coppice they come for the penultimate time here at Donington Park in this Legends final. A pulsating race to the flag following the safety car. What's going to happen down into the chicane this time? John Mickle's going for it. Here we go. He's going to be pushed by Dan Clark and by Paul Simmons as well, pushing both of them. Mickle leads.
Connor's going to lose out.
Connor down to third. Mickle into the lead. Clark into second and Paul Simmons up to fourth. The big loser there was Miles Rudman. He's down to 5th. Well, Paul Simmons spotted his teammate Mickle up there then and pushed. He used Dan Clark as a cue ball there, but now Clark's going to the inside. Look at this. He's got him on the brakes. Into the lead. Can he turn it back in time? We're on the last lap now, and Dan Clark's gone into the lead. Here comes Mills back into it as well. Here we go into the last lap then. The leader is Clark.
Clark's fighting with Mickle, which has allowed Conor to move back up.
Now here comes Conor Mills. Can he ambush John Mickle? Whiteleg's just done the fastest lap of the race. He's down in 10th place. Here's Miles Rudman and Will Gibson and Paul Simmons. 3 wide out of the old hairpin. That's never going to work as they run up towards McLean's. Which order are they going to be in as they come back into our sight? There's the top 3 almost on top of each other. Will Gibson's coming through. Gibson could yet win this. If he gets a push down the exhibition straight, Gibson could win this. The first 3 may have pulled away a little too much now, though. They fan out behind them. It's Dan Clark from John Mickle, Conor Mills in 3rd place. It all depends on who works with who down the straight. Oh, Paul Simmons makes a mistake. He got a wheel onto the grass there. That's dropped him back. Now here we go. Mickle on the outside. Mills pushing him. Dan Clark on the inside. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? Mills is going for the last bend lunge. Off the inside. Here we go. Can he get it back on the brakes? He's just about got it under control. Dan Clark will go up the inside and Mickle. He's not going to catch Mills. Here they come towards the line. They're going to finish 3 wide. Mills is leaning on Clark. It's going to be a photo finish across the line. I don't know who got that.
I think it was Mills.
Mills has got it.
Yeah.
Go to the timing screen. Conor Mills has won it. Mickle 2nd, Dan Clark 3rd. The 3 of them covered by 0.193 of a second.
Typical Legends race.
What an epic race.
I'm not sure if John might have missed a gear coming out of there because he seems to sort of like stop mid.
We'll confirm the rest of the result in a moment.
That was a good race towards the end. That was a great race on the line.
So Conor Mills won it. Dan Clark now classified as 2nd. Now the time check. 400ths of a second, the margin of victory. Will Gibson 4th ahead of Rudman. Shenton a good 6th. Robin Fountain 7th. Stephen McGill 8th. Stephen Whiteleg 9th. And well done Andy Bird, top 10 on his debut weekend.
You've won twice this weekend.
Yeah.
Happy man.
Well, 3 times now.
3 times, sorry.
3 times,
wow,
yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, we're happy. We're happy. The weekend's got progressively better. We had the win yesterday, 2 wins today. I believe we should have won the day as well overall, so yeah, can't complain.
I think so. Look, 400ths of a second from that man, Daniel Clark, about to come down. Sensational stuff, wasn't it? I mean, you had some like the hairs haven't come down from the back of my neck. Did you know you'd won?
Yeah, well, by eye, I knew my front bumper was ahead of his as we crossed the checkered line, but you never know with the timing. So if that timing line is a little bit further back than where the checkered flag is, it could have all been different. But no, I'm glad everything. I had a plan going into that last lap, and I was exactly where I wanted to be. And thankfully, the plan come off just very, very, very close, but it just come off.
Racing. Congratulations, Conor Mills. 3-time winner this weekend, not 2, 3-time. Congratulations. It's time for us to leave at Donington Park. We really hope you have enjoyed the show. I've been your presenter, Ian Waterhouse, and until next time, drive safely.